What is up, guys, and welcome here to Town Hall episode number 39, our BlizzCon recap show. I'm Solid Jake, and I am joined by my wonderful, illustrious co-hosts. And Kubi, something's different over in your frame. What?
Something's different? Is it this?
Something's different.
Is it this?
Like, it's so hard to point. It's like such limited space. No.
Is it the Wario? Is it the Wario in the background?
I'm pointing. I'm pointing.
Well, I can't see it.
Oh,
man.
yeah. My webcam's off.
You're killing me here.
Something to do with your social life.
Oh, in the frame. Yeah. What's that all about, man? Just like at the Kubi? That sounds awesome. That sounds awesome to me. So the story behind that is every person that I met at BlizzCon, I was like, "Hey, Omega Black Mage," and they're like, "Oh, you're Kubi," and I was like, and I only do the facepalm because maybe 3 months ago, everyone was like, "Dude, just change your tag to Kubi." Everyone just
we all told them. We all told them.
Everybody did. So I was just like, all right. No, I'm not doing it. So
I remember one time I actually tried to say Omega Black Mage, and I was just like, that came out like I just feel dumb.
Work, right? It's just too much work, right? So now it's just the Kubi. That's it, the Kubi.
The Kubi. It's just
So,
the Kubi.
hey, if you guys don't already follow me on Twitter, that was a great time.
Wow.
The plugs.
Wow.
Kubi
Where's a
plugs.
plug? I had a plug just a second ago.
That's the Kubi's thing.
That's it.
Well,
That's great.
Sham Bam, you were actually hosting the stage there, so your experience was different than most. Why don't you tell us about it?
What an experience. So I worked with Anna, and she was absolutely great. She's an incredibly accomplished host, but it was like, we did rehearsed like a billion times just to like make sure production everything was on point. And the hardest thing about the whole entire like doing all of it was honestly like at the very beginning I had to describe what Heroes was. And like I didn't want to paint Blizzard into a corner, and they kind of just liked how I was saying it in the rehearsal, so they're like, yeah, just go with that. But like I tried to remember it because I was like, what did I say? So I had these cue cards, and I was like practicing and everything, and but you're trying to remember something like almost word for word for what you said. And so I got up on stage, and they had us standing out in front of the crowd before everything started, and I was just looking around, and I was like, yeah, whatever, it's a ton of people, it's fine. I honestly don't feel at all nervous. And then the show started, and we're walking back still, completely fine, absolutely fine. And then all of a sudden, the lights hit, and I was like, good, BlizzCon, and it was crazy, and I'm with Sham too, blah, 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 and she looks over at me, and I'm just like, oh, I have to say words. I have to say words right now. And I swear to God, if you, I don't know how visible it was. My legs were literally shaking, like this. And I think everybody was like, why were you yelling the whole time? I was just like,
I haven't can't control my voice.
Gotta make sure they can hear me.
Storm.
Yeah, that's.
Can we do favorite Sham 2 moments? Because I have one that was. Do you remember when you were making fun of Husky for playing StarCraft, and you're like, you weren't as good as Idra. Idra was better at StarCraft than you. It's like it just felt funny.
I didn't see what Husky's reaction was. He was probably just like,
you weren't as good as Idra, but you can beat gold people.
I said silver.
I was
silver.
And I was gonna, you know what? I really timed and planned that joke out, and then like I forgot the second half of it, which is basically like I don't even remember it right now. But I had a second half to the joke, and I totally forgot it, and that's why like Jesse was just like, yeah, I guess, okay. And,
and you're like,
and then as
how do
soon
I
as
play
I
this
took
off?
the mic back, I was just like, oh yeah, right. There was a second.
Riff.
Any last words?
No, you did a great job,
good.
though, man.
You did great.
Yeah, no, it was a good show.
Well, Jared, it was a good show, and it was your first BlizzCon ever. Thoughts?
See, that's tough because I don't know how awesome it would have been if it wasn't like the hero scene has been so tight knit for a while now. Like everyone's been pretty close because it's just been so small. I don't know what have gone last year if it would have been the same because I hung out with all the cool people we've met over the last 6-8 months for Heroes, and that like out of everything there, like just getting to meet all these people I've been all these people I've been working with and playing with for the longest time. I mean that was just like BlizzCon itself was awesome, but I don't know if it would have been as amazing because I was like hanging out with all these people I've been gaming with for the last 8 months.
That's fair.
I mean, it was a blast. Like definitely worth the trip. It was. There was nothing about it that wasn't awesome.
Well, so this is gonna probably.
Wait a minute, Jake.
Yeah, Jake.
Jake, you didn't say anything.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I forget that.
yeah,
Sometimes I have a personality.
Oh god.
Wow. Yeah, no, this was Corey and I went to BlizzCon last year, and that's kind of where we fell in love with Heroes.
So did Kev, actually.
And yeah, but we went together. Kev was there.
Kev happened to be there too.
I didn't see Kev last year. We
Yeah,
didn't see
that's
each other,
true.
so he's irrelevant to this story.
I'm giving you a certain finger.
Good. It must be your pinky. I like your pinky. But we really fell in love with the Heroes last year, and we actually set the goal to be involved in as much as we can this year, and actually having people know who we were as we waited in line. Kev was obviously working, but Corey, Jared, and I were waiting in line to play the game. And one of the employees working in the booth actually asked to take a picture with us. He's a Blizzard employee, just a guy that works on the game. He's not a community manager. He just works on the game, and he knew who we were. Multiple Blizzard people just came up constantly just saying, hey guys, we love the show. And other people were like, yeah, constantly, like every Wednesday, we just see your show on people's monitors watching it. So the support we got from Blizzard alone was phenomenal. And then the players and the really dedicated people in the esports community just coming up and just like, people ask for autographs and stuff already. Like, that's foreign. That's a foreign thing. So it was a surreal experience. And trying all the new games was ridiculous because Overwatch, the game's godly. The new Hearthstone expansion, phenomenal. I was so busy, just doing primarily hero stuff that I didn't even get to go to the WCS stage and Koopy's Kitty hype.
What?
Corey's looking.
I didn't even see it.
You can't see her because she's on my screen.
Oh, she's on yours. Oh, why didn't got me?
Because Jared did that earlier in the show. He was just like, "Oh, whoa, your cat!" And I was like looking around because I can't see my camera thing right now. So,
anyways,
okay.
So yeah, it was a phenomenal experience. Yorkie's saying he's gonna abuse Machip, but yeah, I mean, all in all, just hanging out with the people that work on the game, hanging out with the people that are dedicated to playing the game at the highest level, really made the event more so than playing the new games. And it was wonderful meeting the Heroes community in person. And I'm excited for the upcoming year and onward. So hope Hollowness enjoy the Kubi Kitty hype because I know you enjoy that. But
actually, I want to say something real quick.
Go ahead.
And it's actually something I was thinking about saying when we were hosting, just because we had a whole bunch of topics we were planning on, so we might jump into. But when you're out on stage, it's just kind of whatever feels natural. Metzen, this is kind of a from the heart kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh man, his opening.
This is where it's coming from. Metzen brought up the fact that we're all
Metzen.
Chris Metzen brought up the whole family thing up when he was talking on stage. I think that might have been during the opening ceremony. I don't quite remember. And it's really interesting for me because I had a really pretty long career in StarCraft 2 casting, and I casted with a lot of people. And when I got to BlizzCon last year, I was there for WCS, and I hung out with a lot of StarCraft 2 people. And then this year, in a lot of ways, and funny enough, I was talking about it in a way of it kind of seems like it's like some sort of new family that I started, but the heroes community in a lot of ways started it's just walking around talking with everybody. It was a completely different family, and it was really weird to see the fact that it almost felt like I had two different families, but at the same time it almost kind of felt like one giant esports gaming family. And it was really cool. I swear to God, if somebody makes an Ohana joke, I'm gonna stab you. But it was. I'm dead serious when I mean it's we've been really kind of limited in how big we can make this family for Heroes of the Storm, just because of we started off really small, 2,000 people, and now we're possibly somewhere around 30,000 people playing Heroes of the Storm, and even then, not everybody actually is part of the family yet. But it was really awesome to see how far we've come in the past number of months already just from Heroes of the Storm.
And I just want to just say I'm glad you said that because I felt the same way. And it's I don't know if there's a lot of people in the Heroes community. Obviously, we have Idra and Chef and LZ and Nani and Saz, the guys that come from StarCraft that have the extended family. But as someone who also worked countless MLGs in StarCraft 2, it's seeing Artosis in the lobby and stuff during the Heroes Hype thing. So it's the Heroes Hype thing in the lobby, and like it's a Community Heroes event. And there's Artosis and Apollo and all these guys I've known for years. It was kind of like my brain was a little bit like, wow, this is actually just like one big Blizzard family at the same time. So it's it was a cool thing. But we can actually transition over to well, let's go over what we're actually going to be talking about tonight. So obviously this is going to be our longest show pretty much ever. We have a lot to talk about, and expect there to actually be breaks in the show, because talking for 3 hours is going to be rough. But we're going to run for about 3 hours today. So the event, obviously we have announcements of new characters that are going to be in the game soon that are fully fleshed out, and then more heroes that are going to be coming down the road. They unveiled some intentionally, some in a video, just kind of like teasing, like, hey, their models are in this video, look, haha, you'll get them eventually. But they officially announced a few of them. We got 2 new maps that are officially confirmed, and a teaser image of a 3rd map. And of course, we're going to be covering the BlizzCon Brawl and the Heroes Exhibition show matches. And then we're just going to be talking about like just our experience in general. But actually, before we jump into the opening ceremony, which is I guess where it all starts off, I want to give a shout out to Blizzard once again. They invited one of us to come on to represent Town Hall for a community event they did on their stage. So I actually represented the show with ZPs and Dreadnought, and it was like a really cool experience. It was really just about helping the community grow. They're saying, look, you guys are supporting our game, we want to support you. It was like a competitive discussion we did on a little side stage. The VOD for that will be on YouTube pretty soon. But the whole thing, you know, they just let me plug Town Hall a lot, and hopefully, I mean, they're just trying to help like ZP's stream grow and our show grow and stuff like that. So it was a really quite cool experience, and thank you to Blizzard for giving us that opportunity, and it means a lot to us as a show to really just have that. But on that note, let's go to the opening ceremony. And Jared, you guys remember our speculations? Because Jared and I were getting pretty convinced about one thing. Now, if you guys watched the show last week, we made speculations about a particular new game. I was very confident talking about the lack of the poster, the lack of that spot on the floor, just a lot of things didn't add up. We got to the event, and they have all the banners hung out in the convention center, and there's enough space for one more banner, just waiting there. And I was just like, hashtag Warcraft 4, hashtag Warcraft 4. It has to be Warcraft 4. And Cloakin, being the devil that he is, favorites every single tweet that I put hashtag Warcraft 4 in, just like messing with my brain, favorites it. So the opening ceremony rolls around, and Mr. Mike Morheim, the co-founder of Blizzard Entertainment, comes out, and he starts talking about all these memories and how it's the 20th anniversary of Warcraft and the 10th anniversary of World of Warcraft, and then they play a video where it opens up with Warcraft, and then it shows Warcraft 2 and Warcraft, and Jared and I are basically crying. Like, my eyes are teary.
Yeah, you guys are like holding me. It's just like, oh.
Kubi was in between us, and we were both just like shoving Kubi and jumping up and screaming like.
And I had to be behind stage, and I'm sitting there, literally with my head in my palm, going, "Oh my god! I swear to God, if Jake is right."
So we were just losing it, and then he talks about some documentary called "Looking
20-year anniversary bullcrap
documentary. We were so hyped up for it, but of course, Chris Metzen came out and announced Overwatch, and you know, Kev. You said you were watching it behind stage, and I haven't heard your first impressions. When you first saw the artwork and the Pixar-like cinematic, what were your impressions?
I was like, are they releasing a new movie? And then I was like, what's going on here? And then when she ended it with, you know, it's sometimes you need more heroes or whatever the heck she says. I was like,
sure,
holy crap, I guess they are doing Titan, because that was what Titan was supposed to be, was, you know, the MMO. So I was like, that's such an MMO line, like,
yeah,
you can be the hero today. And I was like,
True.
holy shit. And yeah. But I got such heavy feels out of that video, and then they released it. I was pretty, I don't know why.
After once we realized it wasn't Warcraft 4, it was just a bucket of salt everywhere. Like
a bucket of salt everywhere.
I was just salty the whole time, and then
But Jared, and then you laid your eyes upon this wrong button that I just pressed on my computer.
We can't see it, so
I know you can't.
Right.
But
so
Tracer's on the screen.
One thing.
Oh yeah, Tracer's.
I will admit one thing really quick, which was like kind of weird, and I thought it was actually pretty funny, was the fact that they named the game Overwatch. And when they announced Overwatch, a whole bunch of Blizzard people like went off into different corners and then came back out in these gray jackets and Overwatch this, Overwatch that. And I was like, does anybody else feel like a new regime has just started or something? It was like all of a sudden, like it's like BlizzCon is actually Blizzard taking over the world. We are Overwatch, because it was like, it just like everybody like walked away, came back out, and I feel like that's exactly like how like I don't know some army gets formed or whatever. It was like really weird. If it wasn't for the name Overwatch, I would have been like,
Kev.
Yeah.
Do the Tracer accent.
I can't do that accent.
Do it.
I don't.
Hello, loves.
Hello,
loves.
loves.
Cavalry.
Hello, loves.
Don't worry, cavalry will be here soon or whatever.
Cavalry will be our sound.
Jake's been practicing it all weekend.
Oh my goodness, that $150 Tracer doll. If anyone wants to sponsor that doll and send it to me, I mean, I would love you forever because.
Oh yeah, you know that $250 graphics card? Everyone sponsor that to me too. Nice.
So yeah, I don't know. The game looks really good. We kind of speculated that it's likely the bare bones or like the engine of Titan, and they said they canceled Titan, but it doesn't mean they can't take what they worked on to make another game. And the fact that they've been working on this game for a year and a half really leads me to believe that they took that, and because the game is so polished, like we all played it, and it's
so smooth.
It is good. It's a very good game. It's quite nice. So, but yes, Corey's saying, all right, kids, wrap it up. That's enough. Let's talk about Heroes because we have a lot to talk about here tonight, and he is right.
Wait. Since 90% of the people, 99% of the people in chat haven't seen it, can we just talk a little bit about the Warcraft movie trailer? Just a little bit.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
That was awesome.
It looks so sick, right?
Oh my god, guys. So, if you want to cry, you'll watch this movie because it's unbelievably beautiful.
Oh,
and if you have any history with Warcraft and you have any passion for Warcraft, I mean, I'm a day one WoW player, so it's part of who I am. The quality of the movie, that's one thing. But the things they pull out, like the Griffin riding into battle, and just the way that they display
just
magic.
The opening shot of Stormwind, man. That just sent chills through my body, man. It looks so good. It's live action, guys. It's not anime. It's a live action.
It's like James Cameron's Avatar, where it's live action with animation.
With CGI.
Yeah. But the orcs look ridiculous. Like it blows anything you've ever seen away. But yes, obviously you can't go look at those videos because they're not uploading that. That's
hopefully soon though.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Once they have a full trailer, I'm sure they'll release it. But they're not even. I mean, that teaser is not going online. They were super strict. They had this special Dolby Cinema made in the convention center to get the full-fledged experience, and it was cool. But
they do an opening shot where it pans over Stormwind, and it's building for building, like the in-game Stormwind, but real actual building stuff. I wasn't as hyped. It was like, okay, I'll go see it because I'm a Warcraft fan, but now I'm just.
So I've never played any WoW, and it was pretty awesome. So I actually would go see that.
Well, we're going
But then
together.
afterwards, they showed this stupid trailer for this game that's never going to work called Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah, Kevin literally said, "That's never gonna work." Like right after the trailer, and somebody's like, "What did he say?" He's like, "That's never gonna work." She's like, "What an asshole." I'm ruined tonight.
In the words of Kubi, wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
So
let's get into real stuff.
The real stuff.
So yes. So Heroes of the Storm. There were a few new things announced, and this is not the screen I want to be showing you. Apparently, it's opting to not show that show notes. Oh, now you guys know all of our topics for tonight. Tragic. I don't know why it's not showing this, but I'll get that fixed in 1 second. But essentially, I want to show you guys a cinematic. Now, they revealed that they're adding 3 new heroes to the game. Jaina, Thrall, and Lost Vikings. Kev, who are you most excited for?
Lost Vikings? Duh. Oh my god. Lost Vikings? Duh. Holy crap. Lost Vikings? Duh. It was awesome to play as them. Oh man. They were so much fun to play as. I can't even get over how fun they were to play. So I was, so Jared and I were talking about this earlier today. Like, if you have any StarCraft background, you can easily have each of the Vikings in each of the lanes and like dodging and doing everything. And I was playing against, I swear to God, Corey and I were playing against Red Shirt Guy.
He
Yeah,
told
we
me
did.
about this.
No joke. No joke.
No joke.
I looked
We're
over.
sitting
Red-
down at the
like, yo,
computer.
Cap,
We're sitting down at the computer, and Corey goes, "Dude, is that Red Shirt Guy?" And I look over. He's sitting there in the red shirt playing Heroes of the Storm, and we're like,
yeah, I was.
Corey met people like Frodan and Cloaken, and he was more excited about the red shirt.
Yeah,
That's
that's
how hype that guy is.
Oh, that's too funny.
But yeah, so you control them by like control groups. So it's like 1, 2, and 3, and they each have like a different ability on each of their like auto attacks. So and just it's so fun. And then you put them all together, and they're just overpowered. Like you just like you can body block people by yourself, while like the one dude with the auto attack, the ranged auto attack, just destroys people.
There,
One guy's got demolitionist, and I just literally had
Eric.
him.
I think it's Eric as demo.
I had him at a fort. So like there's imagine a lane. There's 2 forts, and then there's like creeps and everything in the middle. But I was at this position on Sky Temple where the fort was getting hit by me, but I wasn't attracting any creeps. So there was 2 enemy heroes in laning, and I just had my Viking in the very back, and I took out the fort, and nobody even noticed.
I remember that game.
That was hilarious. I pinged it like 80 times. Anyway,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, they're really fun. They're you can see them on the screen here. They're obviously you guys can't see it, but they all have
Keep
their own
going,
control
dude.
group, obviously, which is really cool. And they can their body block capability is going to be ridiculous. They're by far the highest skill ceiling of any hero in the game.
By far.
Well, to be
By
in the
far.
game, by like not even close. So we're going to see some really crazy stuff out of them once they finally come around. And the announcement at the end of the video, which I just cut out, is the closed beta begins January 13th, 2015, which is a huge announcement having that date. Now, that's not open beta, that's closed beta, but it still means much, much more invites going out to players.
Can Kubi and I answer who our favorite heroes were
Yeah, sorry.
before we talk about the closed beta?
Yep.
Well, so I had at one point I had a press badge, so I was able to cut in lines, and I was also I just trolled the heroes area. I swear I played over 20 games, and I'd say 15 of them at least were on Lost Vikings. Like Kevin and I say all the time, we have StarCraft backgrounds, and it just felt right. Like it, and it was weird seeing all these MOBA veterans and stuff. Like you got SMG who are just like the best heroes team. They're MOBA gods, and they didn't pick it up near as quick. Like it's going to be really cool to see the transition of Lost Vikings in the game. When see someone like, the first person that comes to mind is LZ Gamer. Sure, he wasn't the best StarCraft player that we have in the scene currently.
Still
but
very good.
he's
Still very
good, and he's always been the guy that's picked up the weird heroes first. He picked up Abathur first. He picked up Tyro when no one picked him. So I'm really excited to see LZ specifically pick up Lost Vikings.
I agree.
And I think Lost Vikings, when people... Dreadnought said a word very specifically that I think everyone needs to keep in mind. Lost Vikings, it's going to take a very long time before people figure out how to be efficient with them in compositions. And once we get to that point, it'll probably take a month. Lost Vikings will break the game.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll take more than a month to break the game, but we'll see strong play in about a month.
Yeah,
but
6
I think
months. It'll take a long time.
The ceiling is going to take a while for any player to reach. Because it's not StarCraft 2. Even if you have perfect StarCraft 2 mechanics, it's a very different thing because you're playing against 5 people and not 1. So it's a much different experience in that regard. But I
say that knowing, like, if you go back to episode 1 of Town Hall, one of the heroes that I said I wanted the most in the game was Jaina. And every freaking time we talk about heroes, I'm always saying Jaina.
This is true. This is
and
true.
Lost Vikings immediately just overtakes her. Like
That's actually-
Jaina was lots of fun, but oh my god, Vikings just felt so good to play.
Okay, so Kubi, most looking forward to.
I know it's gonna be. I have to say Lost Vikings too, and
They're great.
it's everything that you guys said. But I'm also excited to see the compositions that people come up with to really get that efficiency that Jared was talking about. Like we're gonna see crazy stuff. Like if people really do get good at like controlling them in all 3 lanes to soak experience, then we're gonna see stuff like 4-man gank squads. And yeah, like individually they're not very strong, and they don't have any abilities. They do have some escape talents that they can get, like I think at level 7, but so they're not really accomplishing much on their own. But it's like if someone's like really trying to push you back, it's like, hey, make a call out. Oh, this person up here, 4 people can just rotate up and kill you. and you're not losing any experience for that. I think that's going to be insane. You could have 4-man gang squads. You could have two-man gang squads. The potential is just
jungle squads.
It's going to be insane.
The only thing, and I feel really bad saying this, is that I really hope that they nerf their experience gain, because having, I don't know, like, I think it's a cool mechanic, but at the same time I also kind of feel like there's no way you could possibly balance it so that that's fair for the team that doesn't get Lost Vikings. Like,
We'll
to have
like,
3 different people, or one person in 3 lanes have that, like,
Yeah,
gang
but
potential.
as the game progresses, I mean, Abathur can in theory soak 3 lanes. Eventually, we're gonna have probably Rexar with Misha soaking 2 lanes. So like he's the first multi-control unit or hero, but doesn't mean he's gonna be the only one.
we'll have to see. Because the funny thing that comes to mind when I think about Lost Vikings is, if you look at any Blizzard interview since day one Heroes of the Storm was launched, I think Lost Vikings is single-handedly the most requested hero in the history of this game, and nobody's gonna be able to play him well except for the top.
Oh, that's
tiers.
actually really funny. Yeah,
It's kind of
actually
funny
really
how that
funny.
worked. Like,
Well, I mean, they'll
everyone
be able to
loves
play him, but not like to the
not
max.
well. Yeah.
I mean, for example,
I'm sure,
like, there
I'm
were
sure they'll
Blizzard,
work all in one lane.
there were people like in line for the thing like that were just discouraging people from playing Lost Vikings. Like, look, do yourself a favor. If this is your first time playing the game, do not play as them. It's not an easy thing to do. So, but Metzen actually, I think it was Metzen, maybe it was Browder. It was Browder that actually said they were by far the most requested hero at last year's BlizzCon. So they're like, well, I guess we're making him.
Heck, I remember seeing the deep dive panel where they were talking about heroes they were putting out. As soon as they put up, like, I think it was like just a random skin for the Lost Vikings, I was like, whoa, everyone exploded. It was like easily the most hyped hero that they had talked about the whole
No,
time.
it was at PAX East, and I think they barely mentioned, like, maybe we'll see something like the Lost Vikings, and the entire crowd just,
Yeah.
like, roared.
So much hype involved. I love it.
Jake?
Yeah, well, actually, before I announce mine, I want to just keep talking about Lost Vikings a little bit and talk about what you guys think those compositions might end up being. Because obviously being able to soak 3 lanes is cool. Being able to be all over the map is cool. But do you think that it's going to open the door for actual split pushing with something like Lost Vikings? Because we have a lot of heroes that kind of have the presence. They have the multi-lane presence already. We have the general on Asmodan. We have Zagara with Nidus and, you know, the Infest build and stuff like that. Do you think that having Lost Vikings helps this kind of thing out, or is it not at all the right idea?
I mean, it gives, like, with the teleport heroic, you have the option of, like, split push. But I mean, most, like, any hero at any point, like a lot of heroes, like, look at Falstead. He has the option of split push where he can just suddenly fly in a lane and then push it to take a fort. I mean, I don't think this hero makes split pushing more of a thing.
Okay.
It's just another option. Like, there's no, like, the only hero right now that just, like, screams you can only split push with him really is Asmodan.
So,
and even then.
I mean, so what's the role that these guys are going to fit? What kind of compositions? Is it going to be a new kind of composition? Is it going to fit a role similar to Abathur? Like, what is the real strength of this hero? Other than the ability to soak 3 lanes.
It's going to be flexibility. Like, you're going to have these weird comps where it's like, especially in the pick ban phase, where they're going through a bunch of heroes, like, what are they doing? And then all of a sudden the last pick is going to be Lost Vikings, and you're like, okay, yeah, I should have seen that. And even if it's like you try to come up with an on-the-fly counter, there's so many ways to play them in terms of, like, are you soaking? Are you trying to, like, run 2 of them to, like, stun and gank people? There's so much stuff you can do with them.
It's impossible to predict the comp they're going to be in. Like, you can't do it. I
play
played so many games with them. Like, there's no way we can just be like, hey, he's going to work in this comp. No, people are going to have to like figure him out.
Yeah.
That's where the efficiency thing comes in.
Definitely the most flexible hero.
Yeah, I think he's going to have a lot of comps he works into. It's going to come. There's not going to be like a set composition you can run Lost Vikings with this comp. It's you can run Lost Vikings with this hero because your team's playstyle can work around that. I don't think there's ever going to be any blanket like, if you want to play Lost Vikings, make sure your friends are on this, and this hero. It's they're too. You'll have to be able to play Lost Vikings to that whatever style you want to play them, and then have your team adapt to that. I don't know. It's such a they're so weird and unique that I can't even begin to predict how he's going to work out in competitive play.
That's fair. Well, my pick, I'd have to say, is Thrall. Honestly, I really like Rhaegar. I really like shamans in general for whatever reason in Warcraft, even though I don't play a shaman in WoW. You know, he just looks like a lot of fun. He's got a pretty cool kit.
His kits
Q,
are awesome.
Q is Chain Lightning. That's a heroic you saw there on the screen. That's his Ghost Wolf that goes forward and roots. And his E is Wind Fury, where he attacks.
Feral Spirit.
Feral Spirit is his W.
Boom.
And
Get wrecked.
and his E is actually just Wind Fury, where he attacks 3 times quickly. Now, a lot of people saying they think Thrall's a little bit too strong.
That's why we were that's why we were making those.
Now,
gestures.
a lot of people saying that, and it's too hard to say because we're only seeing Thrall used against randoms. And I think I'd like to see him used in his current state against competitive people.
I don't.
But well, let me just finish and explain why people could think he's strong. So Thrall's trait is I think it's called Feral Spirit, or wolf something spirit. And anyways, it's like he has this little like wolf icon in the bottom left corner. Every time he hits something with a melee attack, an ability, Chain Lightning can hit 3 things. Each of those hits counts as a stack. Now, when he gets 5 stacks, he heals himself for a decent portion of his life. I'd say almost maybe like 20%. I could be wrong, but it's a decent portion of his health, and it's really strong. So the reason this is so crazy is the fact that every single ability has, gives them a tick. So you can actually spec Chain Lightning to hit 5 targets, and you can spec it so you have 2 charges of Chain Lightning. So in theory, you can cast Chain Lightning twice, go bam, bam, and you get a ton of health. You can have it spec so that you restore mana while doing so, and you're dealing damage at the same time. So he has a crazy amount of sustain. 24% heal from the passive. Yeah. Not basic attacks at all? Really? It's only abilities? I didn't actually realize that. But
it's only abilities.
You're getting so many stacks from the abilities that I'm surprised by that, because you're hitting so many things with it. And I don't know.
Well, the Wind Fury auto attacks count as abilities.
They do. So they count as abilities. So that's 3. That's 1, 2, 3. But what were you gonna say, Jared? You wanted to?
I just wanted to highlight on the whole how I made that vomiting noise when you talk about him. I don't actually think he's as overpowered as people think. I definitely think he needs to be tweaked, because in solo queue, I think he'll be really strong. But like his kit's very fun, like you said, and it's very good. But I think he suffers from the same thing that a lot of heroes suffer from, like Tyrande and Witch Doctor. He has no real escape. His only crowd control is a root. It's not actually a stun, so it doesn't even interrupt people. They can keep doing damage through it.
Unless you get the heroic. Unless you get the heroic.
Unless you get the heroic, correct. Unless you get the one that knocks people aside.
Yeah, Thunder. Whatever.
So he's not very tanky when you just look at his health pool in general. He looks tanky because he has all that health regen, but he's not just straight up, like a warrior's health pool.
Right. He can be burst down for sure.
Yes. So like in the competitive scene, with how stun heavy it is, with the Tyrael Judgment and
right.
Like we see a lot of Tyrael Judgment and then False Edge Shock and all combos like that can insta give Thrall.
He'll just get wrecked.
If he can't get his
he'll
heal
just
off.
get wrecked. Yeah.
So I do think he needs to be tuned back a bit, because in solo queue, like Jake, I saw you 1v3 people.
Yeah.
That should never happen.
I 1v3'd my first game with him. I just 1v3'd people like there were nothing. Like I felt like a god, and it was super fun. But
it does need to be tweaked a little bit.
My impression
I hope
was
they don't
just
go
like,
full.
So
nerf them.
Late game, I actually ran over to their back tower, and I just started slamming away at it, and I would just throw my Chain Lightning at the minions and just heal up and just tank the shots and just keep swacking away with my hammer, and it was a jolly good time. But it seemed a little bit strong,
Yeah, it does. It does need to be tweaked.
Good time.
Because he is definitely really strong now. But
yeah.
I just hope they don't go full because the first impression a lot of people are getting was like, wow, he's actually just like the strongest here. If he released now, he'd be strongest here. Which
he seemed that way against pubs. He seemed that way against pubs.
But most people at BlizzCon were there with their first games ever. Like we played against a girl who was actually clicking all of Tassadar spells and just had no clue at all. He does need to be tweaked, but I don't think he's as god tier as people think. Just like he needs a nerf,
but
maybe more than a slight nerf.
Like you said, it's a legitimate concern for a solo queue, because if I can 1v3 people, I mean I'm okay at the game, but I'm not that good. I shouldn't be able to 1v3 anyone. If you're using your abilities, I should be dying, and it felt a little bit strong. But,
yeah.
All in all, I think he's going to be a really cool addition to the meta. Another melee assassin, something that we're anxious to have more of. Illidan doesn't see a lot of play, even though we did see him in the tournament. And Kerrigan, she doesn't see a lot of play anymore. Zero Tool does see quite a bit of play, but he will definitely see a good amount of play.
And they capture the spirit of Thrall.
Oh
like
my
he
gosh.
feels very Thrallish, like the lore and everything. He felt
Doomhammer,
like
dude.
Thrall.
And his skins are
Yep,
wonderful.
his skins look great. Like he had the shaman Thrall skin. Like he actually felt like Thrall. Like they did a good. Like everything about him felt right. Just needs to be tuned a bit.
But the cool thing is he's actually going to pair really, really well with Rhaegar. Like, Chain Lightning, and then Earth or Lightning Shield on him. You can actually spec Lightning Shield, so his next 3 attacks do the 25% damage. You actually pop Wind Fury with that, and it's just like bam, 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 like a lot of burst right there. I think it's going to be, and obviously Lust or Ancestral. I think Lust would be really good with him because he gets the increased speed from Wind Fury as well. So, it's going to be cool to see the different. He's going to shake up the meta. Jaina's going to shake up the meta.
I get it because it's got an earthquake.
Hey, wait.
Oh.
My favorite thing about Thrall, let me tell you about this, is that it's secretly a Sergeant Hammer buff.
Earthquake.
Right. So Earthquake or whatever it is, like the first heroic that has, it's a giant AoE. It's huge, and it's like a massive slow. It's like 80% slow right now. Executioner, siege up, GG. Get out of here.
I don't know. I
Love
mean, I would sooner say Jaina then, wouldn't you?
Both.
But
No, you're right.
I want to turn into siege and just hit everybody with Executioner passive buff.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if you're looking for an Executioner style build, I would rather just go with Jaina. Because Jaina literally...
No. You don't understand how good Earthquake is. You don't understand...
No. The point I'm making is Executioner. If you're going with Executioner, which is anybody with a CC, yeah, Earthquake's good, but it's on an ult cooldown. If you're looking for something that's going to constantly give you Executioner proc, then why wouldn't you just go Jaina?
Well, before we dive into that,
We haven't talked about Jaina
Jake,
yet.
can you explain Jaina now that we're done with her all?
So, actually, why don't you explain it? Because you played her more than me. I only played one game with her.
I only played 2 games with her. Kubi, did you play
Okay.
more?
Just one.
No,
Well, her...
Oh well, okay. All of her. Okay, so her trait is it's just like how Ice Lance worked in WoW, where anytime every time something's slowed, when you hit them with a slow,
Yeah.
you do bonus frost. You do like I think 30% bonus damage, or something like that. So every time they're chilled, her first spells is Frostbolt, which has a 4-second cooldown, I believe.
4 seconds, yep. That's right.
Her second spell is Blizzard, which just a standard Blizzard spell. It just and it rains down twice. It's 2 volleys,
twice,
right?
Yeah,
two volleys.
and you can expect to have more.
You can expect to have more, and you can expect to make it wider range and stuff like that. And then her third spell is Cone of Cold. So her entire kit's around slows and freezes. They all do exponential damage, or not exponential, but they all, like, when you freeze them once, the next spell will do more damage to them. Her talents, actually, I think she's got the best talent pool
She's
of
up
any
there.
hero.
She's up there.
Like,
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
She has a lot of diversity.
She only had, I believe, 3 talents that were not unique to her. Regen Master, Envenom, and then the Swift Storm or whatever at level 20.
I'd say the same
Blink.
about
She has Blink,
Thrall
too.
though. Thrall's talents are really good as well.
I don't remember all of Thrall's stuff.
They're really good as well. They really
all 3 of them are pretty unique.
yeah. It's kind of hard to say with Lost Vikings because they're such a unique hero that it's hard to like compare them. I think.
But the reason
See,
I said her talent pool felt very unique, like and powerful, was we played multiple styles of Jaina, where we had Mad Timmy playing Jaina as a support, only using her to peel and slow and just like play a support role. And then you also have beautiful talents that you can make her tankier, like Ice Barrier and the new Ice Block that she has specific for her. Or you have the Assassin talents, like she has all of these talents that just make her feel kind of just complete. Like she feels like the most complete hero out in the game.
See, I disagree because I felt like all of her talents were just like make this do one more wave, make this have more of a range, make this do a little bit more damage. Like it didn't feel like it actually changed her kit that much.
Okay, well you gotta look at other people's. It's not. She has just like a lot of like straight damage stuff, and it just sort of does straight damage in different ways. So in that sense, she's a little bit limited. But the options that she have, it seemed well balanced, and you were sort of scratching your head a little bit, like, well, what do I actually take on this talent? It's not really immediately obvious like it is with other heroes. That's how I felt about it, at least.
Yeah, Matt brings up Icy Veins. That talent was insane.
What was Icy Veins again?
I think it was like every time you auto attack, it reduced cooldown reduction insanely, or every time you cast a spell. I forget exactly how it works. Do you know if Jester's updated HOTS logs? Jester, if you haven't or not HOTS logs, Heroes Fire, if you haven't, you suck at your job.
Oh my god!
Rip.
Oh my god! The call out.
Those talents.
Oh
Right
my
now.
God.
I don't think they write down all the talents. I didn't say.
I don't remember.
Matt might.
Matt did. Matt made Reddit
Matt-
posts and he
oh,
did
yeah.
everything.
Okay.
Matt's
That's
actually just a boss.
Yes, Matt, 50% cooldown reduction, 50% mana reduction for 5 seconds, activatable, and it had like a 45, maybe 60-second cooldown. So it's just constant,
really
like,
That is pretty strong.
boom.
I didn't actually. I must have missed that.
At
I only
level
played
16,
one. I only played like one game with her.
at level 16, she's got a talent called Ice Barrier, where if you do damage, if you do,
25% comes back as shield.
Yeah.
25% comes out shield. So I landed a Cone of Cold and then a 4-man Blizzard, and my health bar was actually entirely shields. Like, her kit has so much versatility to where you can play her multiple styles, and like if you're like going up against comp, like, oh my god, this is like, you know, an eraser build, I'm gonna get wrecked. Oh wait, I got the improved ice blocks and then Ice Barrier, you know, there's, and in taking those talents doesn't take away from her initial kit, making her much weaker. She just kind of felt like she was designed to fit multiple roles, which is why I think she's, I don't know, she just felt like very complete.
Yeah, she feels good. She feels like she's in a good spot.
I hope we see her before we see the other
We
ones. I
will.
felt like the other two
We
needed
will.
a little bit more work.
And
We
yeah,
will.
definitely shout out to Matt for Steve for all the work
Yeah.
that he did, getting all that information up insanely
Definitely.
fast. That was like
Yeah.
within the first
Definitely.
day, you guys had all the, like the talents, all the abilities. Heroics,
Oh,
everything was
a thing
available.
about Jaina that's actually exciting for the game. Water Elemental is full control. I mean, it's not like Black Viking's control, but
It's
you
like a
can retarget it.
laser drill.
Yeah, like Razor Drill.
Razor
and it
razor
persists. Laser Drill, and it persists after death. And you can keep microing it. So, you know, that's exciting for people who wanted Ultras to have that. You know, if the technology is there for Jaina, we hope that it can be easily transferred to like Banshees and Ultras and stuff. I know people have wanted that for a while.
So people are asking in the chat, when does she come out? Well, there's no date. We don't know. We're pretty darn confident she's going to be the first one, but
Within a few weeks.
there is no date. Like, I'd be really surprised if we see all three of them at once,
No,
because
definitely
they've
not.
never done that. They've unveiled multiple heroes at once, but they've never released more than one at a
I
time.
thought they did with.
Nope.
Who came
No,
with Zagara?
No one.
Never?
Nope.
No
No.
one. No one. They've never released more than one hero at a time.
Murky?
I think it's because they don't want to. They don't want to like completely upset like the whole. You know, I was kind of hoping at BlizzCon that they would make the exception, just because it would be like, because they always do that. They're like, "Oh, we're showing you something cool at BlizzCon, and guess what? It's available
Wait a minute,
today."
wait a minute. Asmodan and Ubarak.
Oh,
Boom, Corey
yeah, no,
wins.
they,
Corey
Corey
wins.
wins.
Yeah,
Corey
okay.
wins. So
I thought there was something.
I
that's
thought Murky launched with someone too, though.
the Rhaegar heroic we see right here in this video. I know you guys can't see it, but you'll see
Dude,
it right
chat
here.
just crapped all over it, man. They immediately knew it.
It's yeah, they crapped all over us. Fine, you win, chat. So maybe
Melee and Brightwing came a few weeks apart, didn't they?
yes,
Doesn't
they
matter.
did.
Anyway,
they came
continue.
1 week apart.
Continue.
So this heroic right here, it's a wall, and it also knocks everyone to the side of it. So it's really crazy strong for splitting, and then you can follow up with the root from the W. You see him actually miss his target there. He almost got the Jaina, I think. But Jaina, you can see just the amount of damage she has. She's actually ice blocked right there, and you know, all this map in general, all the new heroes, a lot of fun.
Can we talk about the map now? Then
Yeah, I think
I think
that's
it's
a
I
great
think
segue.
it's- I think it's a terrible map. I think it's worse. I think it's Blackheart's 2.0, but worse. And
Really?
before we go in, let me explain. So Blackheart's Bay, I think everyone agrees that it's very snowbally. When you get that early lead, it's hard to come back. Just because you've lost map control, it's hard to get on the map and get coins. Yes, you get to, but there's also something that helps against, you know, when you are behind. The enemy team must have, each turn-in requires more and more coins. So it's harder for them to control that mid-objective. On this map, the objective, the towers, are very powerful. They do a lot of damage. They do crazy amount of damage.
Two
And-
towers can solo the core at the end
Yep.
of the game. That's how strong.
That's, that's how
So
strong it
that's,
is.
that's a pretty decent amount of damage.
So what happens when you lose map of control on this map? There is nothing that like it doesn't become harder for the enemy team to take the shrines. There's no diminishing turns on that. They can just keep taking the shrines, and there's nothing you can do to like either try and get an edge out. Like it's not like, oh, they need 18 coins, so we're fine for now. We can go fight. It's you just stand on the thing, and it keeps just drilling into the forts.
Boy, it's not as simple as that. There are minions that come out and they
Yes,
hit you and
but-
they try to knock you off of it and everything. So.
At level 7, I had the big guy just stand there, the big Viking. I don't remember his name. I just had the big
Jeff
guy.
the Viking.
Jeff, or what?
His
Jeff
name is not
Jeff.
Jeff.
He just stood there, tanked all 5 minions, and capped the tower without dying. So I mean, the minions aren't that much of a threat, and there's nothing you can do to get back into it. It's worse than Blackhearts. It's more snowbally than Blackhearts in that aspect. It's a fun map. It's a blast to watch, but from the competitive scene, it's just Blackhearts 2.0, worse than Blackhearts, really.
Well, while we have this map on the screen here, let's just look at it really quick. I'll actually full screen this. And yes, I know this is actually just my browser. I don't know how to make this full screen for whatever reason. But there's basically 3 shrines on the map. Obviously, one team spawns here, left team spawns here. Shrine 1, Shrine 2, and Shrine 3. It's a tri-lane map, and there is a boss right here in the between the middle and bottom lane. And Siege Giants spawn here, here. I believe this is Knights and Knights. And I believe it's just 5 merc camps total. At each shrine, when you're contesting them, basically like little minions spawn. So if we zoom right in, a big guy spawns here first, 2 smaller guys spawn in the top left and right, and then 2 more guys jump down from the left and right of the shrine. While you're capping the shrine, it is just going to be constantly zapping the enemy team, and as you continue to fight, it will zap more and more and more. And at the end, after you defeat all the enemies, it unloads the rest of its clip and does a lot of damage. Now, late game, this thing is actually just absurd, the amount of damage it does. Like, it's actually just completely...
That game where we had 2 towers and we weren't even paying attention.
The game ended. We were just like, wait, we didn't
what?
want to beat these kids already. It was like 7 minutes into the game.
Yeah, we spent more time in line than the game. Like,
yeah, we did.
We
did.
Just yet.
Like,
and then the core just blew up.
It still feels really early to make these types of claims.
No, it's fair, and it's if anything, it could be a number tweak. But the dynamic of having 5 merc camps and 3 points to control on the map, it has an objective. It's kind of like they merge Blackheart and Dragonshire, and the reason I have a lot of hope for it in the long run. I mean, maybe it does need a number tweak. I don't know, but Dragonshire is a great map because you have to be there's constantly an objective in multiple places on the map, and in this, it's a pattern. So. It's a pattern in which the shrines spawn. So strategically, you know that pattern, and you can position yourself accordingly.
No RNG.
It doesn't suffer from RNG like Cursed Hollow. It has a strict pattern that it follows, and teams can take merc camps strategically around those patterns. So I think it's going to be a really cool map in the long run, personally.
And you can push lanes accordingly. Go ahead, Kev. Sorry.
I think Blizzard... I mean, alright, so I think when I was originally... Like, when somebody initially said that there was 8 jungle camps on the map, and I was really excited
I remember
that
too.
But
maybe they meant the spider map.
Yeah, maybe if there's a couple more, but I don't think it's really that snowbally because you have so many different shrines you have to capture. And unless the enemy team is always balled up as 5, in which case they're only capturing 1 shrine, you can always capture the other shrine or something like that, or get jungles. And like they can't be everywhere. And I think this is what I was trying to say with this map. And I think in a Team Liquid interview sometime during BlizzCon, I said the same thing. I used to play a game with my dogs where I take all of its toys and just throw them all at once. And then the dog would have to try and figure out which one it wanted to save first. And I call it can't save it all.
Oh, no! Because you would burn the toys that dog didn't get to keep?
Huh?
After a certain minute, you would just ignite the dog's toys?
But what I wanted to say was basically that I feel like this map kind of felt like a lot of the same. Like there was just so many different things going on at once. Like 2 shrines would come up, there'd be the boss, there'd be like 8 jungle camps. There's 5 jungle camps total. There's like a jungle camp coming up. There's all this stuff going on, and yeah, the objective was really strong, but I feel like that didn't make it so that it was always the #1 thing to do, especially when there was like... So I feel like I really don't think that it's going to be too snowbally. I feel like there's always something to do to get around the snowball.
If it had 8 merc camps, I would agree with that, but it's only 5. And 2, it's just Giants and Knights, which we've been seeing people take for a while now. I don't know. If there's more merc camps like we originally thought, that would have been awesome, but it's only 5. And some maps have more than 5 right now, so...
Yeah.
I'd like to...
Well, again, like I say these things, we have to keep in mind that we only got to play at BlizzCon versus pub, so...
Right. We don't know all the details, and it's hard to give the map a real judgment.
That tornado, though...
That tornado. Kui, you want to say something, though?
Real quick, yeah, I actually really would feel like the map's in a great place if the spawning of the temples is not random and it follows a certain order and it's only one at a time. I would actually be I'd feel like the map would be in.
Oh yeah, you said that at dinner. I remember that.
Yeah, I think that would help the map quite a bit. Because right now it's like sometimes two can spawn at once, and then like it is random. Like sometimes it's one, and you don't know where.
If it only spawned at one at a time, though, that just counters like what Kev just said. It would actually become more snowball.
Yeah, that's why I was just bringing that up, because it's sort of a differing feeling about it. But if you have two at once, it's just like each team just splits up and goes to that, and it's sort of like a PvE type thing, and it's not as fun to me. I want to see more fights happening.
Yo, let's talk about the Jackal Beetle Pharaoh guy.
Half the Nubarak thing.
The hardest boss that's in the freaking game.
Yeah, that thing is hard to kill, dude.
This dude,
so hard to kill.
look at this thing. Look at this guy. You guys can't look at him, but the stream can look at him.
Quit rubbing in our face, Jake.
So that's the boss there with his pinchers, and they just aggroed him. He spawns tornadoes. If the observer would watch the boss, you can see he stomps like a grave golem. But this guy is a beast. He hits like a truck. Look at that tornado. It just wrecked him. Oh my goodness. Thrall, you need to get out of there.
It can pin you to the wall, and you can't move.
Yeah, I saw Jaina
get
get hit into the wall and got wrecked and died. It was the funniest thing.
It's like actually just demolishes people. Like this Jane is trying to ice block to save her face here. That tornado is going ham on people, and what
is this VOD?
He's just wrecking people. I have a media kit, so it's included in that, and it's.
And one other crazy thing that happened, we were trying to defend against it, and it was sitting right at one of the gates, and it popped a tornado on the other side of the gate and pushed me out through the gate, and I died.
Yeah.
Someone just wrecked me immediately, and I was like, "This thing is insane. We can't deal with this."
It's nuts. Oh my god!
And as soon as you aggro it, like so, if you just walk up and poke it as soon as it spawns, I think the tornado just stays like the whole entire time, like it doesn't go away.
And it's much tankier than the Grave Golem. Like it's hard to kill. Like you can't like. I think Jake and someone else tried to 3-man at once, and then it was just like,
nope, we ain't doing this. We ain't not doing this.
This is too hard. Like
I like it. That's how it should be. It's how it should be. And that thing will wreck your lane. Once it goes down your lane, it will wreck you.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So, like you said, there's all these 3 powerful objectives, but the boss equally as powerful.
He's actually a boss. Like,
he feels good.
That is going to be the commentators, like, immediately are going to be calling it, like, the throw pit. Like, I feel like everybody's going to go for the boss. Like, there's going to be some pun or something that's going to come up out of it, and I can't think of one right now, but,
wow. Jeez. Kev, this is your specialty. Come on.
Like, it'll be like the Artosis pylon. You know, someone's gonna just get used to getting wrecked at here. Like maybe like Glorious is just gonna lose 10 team fights in a row at this thing, and eventually it's like, don't go there. You're gonna get Glorious, like something like that. You know?
Exactly.
That's what's gonna happen.
Because I think I was playing a game, Corey, I think we went for it, and, like, we just ended up just absolutely getting slaughtered, because, like, like 2 heroes, like, showed up on the enemy team, and they're just like, yo, what's up? And we're like,
you guys want to take this? Go ahead. Have fun.
So, here in this VOD, you can actually see the beams of lightning that are being capped. Now they captured the base here, shooting at the enemy watch. So, you can see 600 damage to that keep there, 620 now. I don't know why I got stronger suddenly. But it's pretty strong, and you can see in the bottom lane they're getting zapped as well. So,
what do you guys would think about? Because, like I said, so there's a little cheeky thing you can do with the Lost Vikings. They get Regen Master at level 1, and what I was doing was just soaking all 3 lanes and getting health globes in all 3 lanes. So,
oh my god,
Regen Master.
57 stacks?
Yeah, something absurd like that.
Peter was like, that's not right. So they
might
have changed how it calculates.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I had 57 stacks of Regen Master, and, like, my, like, just
the big
all
guy
of my guys. Yeah, it was impossible. It was impossible.
So, like, at level 7, which you don't even have that many stacks, even with the 3 things, you get, like, 8 or 9 stacks. At level 7, I've got my Hearthstone coin over here, too.
I got my coin.
I actually just set the big guy at the tower and left him there, and I capped the whole tower. All 5 minions were still wailing on me, over half HP. Do you think it would be a better mechanic for the tower if you had to clear a minion out before the next tier of ammo was able to get expended? Because I just literally sat him there and consumed the whole tower, demon cleared it, and I just walked away. Minion's still alive.
Maybe.
Wow.
You said Thrall was able to solo? Like, somebody was saying Thrall was...
A lot of people can solo. Like, the only person I had trouble soloing on was with Jaina.
That's because
Thrall's
ridiculous.
He
can solo like anything. He can solo the boss on that.
A lot of tankier stuff can solo.
Sounds pretty enthralling.
Wait,
stop. You're the worst.
So that's the map. those are the 3 heroes, and I guess they showed off a bunch of other heroes, but the only hero we really got to see was Sylvanas. Now I could try to show you the guys on the virtual ticket, but that's kind of going over Blizzard, so I'm not going to show you guys footage of her because they haven't released it yet. But she's a specialist. I'll tell you guys that she's a specialist. She is not an assassin. Her passive actually just completely not even silences, but it just completely mutes anything she's targeting. So any minion or tower that she's attacking just turns like black and she can't attack. It's just pretty much shuts them down. Her Q, I believe it's her Q, is a skill shot that passes through and will hit multiple targets. So think of it like Rainer's Blast without knockback that can hit multiple things. But it just travels through. And I don't know if it does bonus damage as it hits one thing or the next, or I'm not sure. Has a similar skill or range to Rainer's Q. She has a defensive ability where these shadows fall behind her. So if you're chasing her, these shadows fall behind her and do a ton of damage to whatever's chasing her behind her. So pretty neat. And I don't remember if we saw what her 3rd normal ability was, but the one heroic we saw is actually Mind Control, where she takes over any minion or mercenary and just kind of has it for the rest of the game. So we're not positive if it works on like Water Elemental and Ultralisk and that kind of stuff, but I know they showed it being used on a Siege Giant against another Siege Giant. So you could just pit the Siege Giants against each other. You don't control a whole Merc camp. It's one Merc. So the other heroes we saw, what were the other ones we saw, guys? I know we saw Butcher,
King Leoric, Butcher, and Crusader.
There was a troll. I think it was Zul'jin.
It wasn't announced in.
He wasn't announced, but he was shown in the video. I feel
was anyone
Rexar showed up again.
Yeah, Rexar.
Was anyone else hoping they would do the tier or the Diablo 1 model of Butcher? I was hoping that's what they'd do.
Well, because he looks exactly like the Diablo 1
D3.
Butcher looked exactly like Stitches in a lot of ways. Like he's just kind of like a big fat guy with a cleaver. That's about it.
Steve actually just said in chat to clarify on my comment about the mercenaries. You don't control it; it just changes it to your side. So yes, you don't get to micro it, but it does make it yours. So yes, thanks, Matt. But yeah, I don't know. A lot of heroes. Not as many as I thought we'd see. I thought we'd see more skins. We did see a lot of skins. But I thought
dude, that
we'd see more
Tassadar skin,
like the Anubis Tassadar.
Oh yeah. So
okay, wait. Malfurion and ETC model reworks.
Oh yeah, those are sick.
Oh my God, Malfurion.
The Malfurion has these devil wings.
That's not his rework. That's a new skin.
That's what I meant. I meant he's got his other skin.
Yeah.
It was
Malfurion the Betrayer. They made an Illidan Malfurion skin, and it's freaking godlike. His master skin is beyond good. It's like next level. ETC's master skin, he's like goth or something. I don't even know. He's like a devil.
I didn't get a good look.
No, he's black metal. If I remember.
Oh, okay, that's what it is. Black metal. No, Malfurion's master skin is so freaking good. I couldn't believe it.
Just the normal reworks of them look freaking fantastic.
They do.
Yeah, I agree.
It was just so everything's just so nice. It's so good. Lost Vikings have a 80s rock band, robo band kind of they all have the visors on. No, you know who they are?
I thought there was can't you play them in the second Lost Vikings and they have
they're called Techno Viking. Techno Viking's a YouTube guy.
No,
that would be pretty cool.
It is. They're called Techno Viking. That's the
they're called Techno Viking. But that's just a joke on that. But I think are they supposed to be? Remember the evil guys that were Krang's minions in Ninja Turtles, and they had the visors on.
I don't think so.
No.
All right. Well,
you're getting cray here, Kev.
So let's just look at this image really fast. We can see Jaina's in the middle, Vikings here. We know they're in the game. But Leoric right here. We have Sylvanas in the back over here. What else? Rexar over here. Obviously Thrall. And then Butcher is way back here. The Troll, I think, is Zul'jin right there. And I think that's everyone. I don't think I'm missing anyone. There's Gaz Falstad. Is Falstad not on his mount? What am I looking at there? I don't think his... Wait. Falsehead's jumping up above his mount. That's what I'm looking at. Okay. But yeah, that's what they showed there in the video. I'm gonna see if I can find the skins because, yeah, what was your guys' favorite skin from of just the free works or new skin?
Gotta put these kind of questions in the show notes because I gotta think about it for 10
Yeah,
minutes.
this is
Good.
Hold on, I will get you an answer though.
I don't really have one.
Like, I don't know.
I'd have to.
All right, can I go first? I would say not a skin, but I really enjoyed that Sergeant Hammer is like now shown outside of her.
That counts.
Like, so when she sees us up, she pops out and she's like looking out and like pointing out, like, fire this thing. Really cool. Just love that little thing. But rip Hammer.
Jaina had tier 3 set, and like I used to main a mage back in like
Oh yeah.
vanilla all the way to Wrath of the Lich King. So
She had tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3, didn't she? Like as her 3 sets, I think.
I think so. I think one of them
pretty
was
sure
like
she-
Magisters actually, and then
Yeah,
Which
but
is
she had
like
she had
tier
all
0.
WoW gear. She had all WoW gear. That's pretty cool.
oh
Bright
yeah,
Wings,
that
Bright Wings,
monkey thing looks so
Black-
trash. No one say you
I don't like
that.
the
That thing
monkey.
looks so bad.
I don't like the monkey.
I like
Monkey
I
it.
looks
really
so
don't.
bad.
I don't. I like
I had
this.
no idea who it was though, which is the only issue. Like I looked at
Yeah.
it and I saw somebody with it on their screen. And I was like, "Who the heck is that?" And I was like, "Oh, it's him."
This
it
Zagara
just creeps
skin.
me out, man. Like it's
Yeah.
a good. It looks beautiful, like artwork wise, but it just creeps me out, man. Go away, monkey. I don't like you.
I don't know. I like the obviously. I mean, I actually have to say Malfurion Master skin is my favorite, just like hands down. But this new Zagara skin I will be purchasing.
Does anybody have like pictures of it? Because I don't like. Where are the pictures?
I wish I could share my screen, but it will.
Yeah.
I mean, I can for a moment, so
Right.
you can see. So you can see it.
Why?
It's
Why
weird
just for a moment, Jake?
because it bumps up all your webcams on my screen and it screws up the show. Because I
That's
said
cool.
so.
That's not
right.
a skin.
Right.
Right.
Got
Right.
it.
Got it.
Noted.
Okay.
That's
Zagara.
actually. I don't know. She kind of looks exactly like the other skin that she had.
No, she's got like a humanoid body and like,
Yeah,
like
it's
a
just like
face
a-
and stuff.
no,
It's
it's just
way
completely
different.
different.
It's way different.
Kev.
And it
Kev.
really.
It's so cool, man. It's so cool.
You don't even look different, Kev.
That's the monkey.
Monkey is so awesome. I like it.
I hate you.
I like it.
Stop. I can't believe that Cyber and Uber X skin, right? Like how I
Yeah,
can't wait till
that's
that's
what
live.
it's for.
I can't wait till that's live.
Oh god.
I thought that was weird too. They put the Candace Kerrigan in the new rack. For
So-
Robo rack.
let's
Screen share.
before we go away, let's take a look. Our final map. There's another new map. Finish our map
Tomb map.
discussion. Tomb of the Spider Queen. What do you guys even know about it? Because
Nothing.
Exactly.
I know it takes place below the map, the Sky Temple one.
Yeah.
It's actually takes place 100% beneath it, and
Yep.
that's it.
so thematically, it's gonna have the same enemies, but objectively, we have no idea what the map is.
Something
Yep, so-
about the actual.
What's really
main
weird is like
objective
why are there like 4 people locked in a room against?
I think you get teleported in to fight the boss.
This is so
Yeah.
funny because you suggested that as a map.
I
did?
did. Yeah, somebody had like a battleground, right? Like where it's just like
Somebody
everyone gets teleported
was
into a
it you
small
or-
area and you
wasn't
have
it
to
you?
fight each other.
Wasn't it
Except
you?
this is like a PvE.
Oh yeah, it did.
But this is PvE though. This is not.
Yeah.
like-
Yeah,
well,
this is like
you have
maybe the objective is like either you have the option to teleport in, take out that guy, and then like it becomes something that fights on your side, or what I think would be really cool is you collect an objective or do an objective, and the enemy team has to fight their way out.
Oh
That would
god.
be pretty cool.
So we have no idea thematically.
It
what
looks
the-
like a mini raid boss or something.
Yeah. It's not a Haunted Mines reboot because it's one level. It's not 2 levels. It's the level below the other map, but it is a 1-level map.
Oh, somebody saying Browder said there's a lot of minions you kill and it summons a Spider Queen. It's really cool. So it's Haunted Mines again.
We'll see. We'll see.
Blizzard.
Blizzard.
They actually
Blizzard.
didn't, yeah, they didn't get to talk about it very much because that was when the power went out. I remember we were in the room.
Yeah, that's right. That's
They
right.
had to shorten the end of the presentation up so much.
He
It
just
was
kind of
running
had to
through
like
really fast.
spit it out really quickly.
BlizzCon was so energetic. We just killed all the power.
Yeah, but it led to the greatest moment of all of BlizzCon. Can anyone confirm what, or can anyone guess what that was?
Dreadnought.
What?
Yeah, Jake got it right away.
Dreadnought asking
Dreadnought
about
went ham
Resurgence.
on Browder.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
that
just
was
like
stupid.
went unfiltered. Like I actually
Well,
still,
that
I probably
was
still have this picture
so
on my, I probably
funny.
still have this picture on my phone. I laughed so hard.
What did they say?
Dude.
He just like went ham about
about picks and
Resurgence.
bans, about how
And
and stuff were so bro. It was the funny, like, as soon as like Kubi and I saw Dreadnought, I'm like, oh, Dreadnought. As soon as he started speaking, we both just started busting up, like we just went ham.
The thing
on
is, though,
Browder.
Browder like knew that question was coming, and he just had his answer ready. But
No filter.
you
though.
probably
That was the
can't
funniest
read
thing.
it. It says, "Getting real
Oh, yeah,
tired
the
of your
meme.
stuff, Dustin."
Stuff.
And then it shows. I don't know. I thought it was really funny.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
But I think that kind of the last thing we could talk about here is they did show us an image of a Diablo map. I'm sure you guys saw it on Reddit. I don't have an image handy, but it's basically a Angels versus Demons themed map. They just showed us a picture. We know absolutely nothing about it at all.
we do know one thing. I forget which panel I was at. They did say, it might have been the deep dive. Someone asked a question about how in the original trailer Diablo had the female skin, but in game she was the male skin. And they said that the Diablo female skin is back for this. It's coming with this map, whether it's as an in-game skin or she being a feature on this map. Female Diablo is involved with this with the release of this map. That's all we know about the map.
That's hype. Yeah, I actually didn't get to watch that panel yet. I was actually doing.
And I did, and someone did ask also. You know how other maps like. We saw the Sky Temple where on your side of the map you're blue and you have the water, the enemy team is fire. Thematically, it will always be Hell versus like Angels will always be on the left and Hell won't be right. So it won't flip. Like you won't always be Hell. You can always be Heaven. You can also end up being Hell and stuff. That's all the information though.
Yeah, I think it's all looking really promising though. I'm really excited for the new heroes. Out of the ones announced, everyone, let's just pick one that you want the most.
Vikings.
No. The next to come next. So other than the 3 that we have coming, so like the Leoric and Sylvanas and them.
Of ones that were announced?
Non-playable. The non-playable ones that we've
Of
seen.
ones that were announced or just any of them?
The ones that were announced. The ones that we have confirmed in that image.
Deckard Cain.
Not confirmed.
Deckard Cain.
They
Get out of
pretty
my
much
house.
said
Macho
that
Man,
Cain's
Randy
gonna be in the
Savage,
game.
Deckard Cain.
Leoric, Butcher, Zulaman. Somebody corrected me. It's Zulaman.
Vol'jin.
Vol'jin.
I thought it was
Is it Vol'jin?
That was Vol'jin.
I don't know. I thought someone
Who
said
cares?
Zulaman.
Doesn't matter.
Troll
Something
dude.
troll.
Sylvanas.
Leoric looks cool. I like Leoric. He's got
I
a
heard
big
he-
mace.
I heard he's really cool.
All right. Anyway,
Fine. Pick no one then. You say Leoric.
I say Lost Vikings because screw your rules,
I
Jake.
say
Screw
Sylvanas.
Screw your damn rules.
I want to see Crusader.
Crusader.
Pretty hyped about Crusader.
why Crusader?
Crusader.
I don't know, just interesting class.
Why are you
Like,
so boring, Kubi?
Yeah.
guys. I want to
He's
see
like the
people
most
riding on
boring
horses,
one.
like ghost horses running through people. Like, "Rah!"
What if that's her mount? Like just a super boost, like.
that needs to be an ability. That's such an iconic ability, the Crusader. It needs to be in there.
I agree with Utherix in chat. Playable money pig.
Dude, think of a money pig riding a money pig.
Oh my god, I hate all of you. I hate all of you.
And the money pig shoots out just coins. You have to pay gold to do damage. It just shoots out coins, I think.
That sounds evil. Why would you?
right. That'd be hilarious.
Right.
it'd be like the hero for the 1%ers of Heroes of the Storm.
It would be the
Somehow
hero
hyped
for the
like that.
1%ers. Guys, we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we're going to be talking about the competition that happened here at BlizzCon, the exhibition and the tournament matches, who won, all that good stuff. And we'll be back in just about 2 minutes. Going to grab some water, so go grab some cookies. Some cookies from your...
Some snacks.
Some
light snacks.
Some Hot Pockets. I don't have time for Hot Pockets.
Maybe if you
so
have some Halloween candy that's left over.
Yo, that was like weeks ago. That stuff's gone.
I still got Halloween
That's
candy.
rip.
The
That's
same.
rip.
Still gonna go grab.
The same.
All right, dudes. We'll be right on back.